guys, welcome back to my channel. So, here we are, another heat wave in Normandy. And I am dying at home. And I think I'm not being dramatic. You know, this kind of older buildings in the city center, in the downtown, they are, most of them not allowed to have any isolation. And because we are in Normandy, in France, no one has air conditioning. So I am on the mission to create something that will make me cool down, not too tight, very comfortable and cute if possible. So I was browsing through all the free patterns. I don't have the time to make my own patterns, to be honest. You know why, guys? All who watched the previous video know the reasons why I don't have much spare time these days. So I went ahead, searched the internet for the free patterns, of course, and I came back to my favorite fabric store. I just love their design, I love the simplicity. Let's say I'm making kind of secret pajamas today. I'm going to be using this cute linen, very nice, very soft, little bit transparent, but I don't mind it because I tend to wear it most of the time at home, but possibility to wear it outside is still there. I don't really mind to be a little bit transparent. You know, if you wear a nude underwear, I think that's fine, and if I wear it outside, it will be probably to the beach, so perfect. So without rambling, let me show you which patterns I'm going to use. So I decided to use these two. I will just put a picture on the screen so you can see better. So for the pants, I was looking to create something very comfortable, very casual, and I found a perfect option on Fabric Store. It's called Alexandra Linen Morocco pants, which have a combination of elastic and then also just a simple flat waistband in the front. And then to go with the pants, I chose to make Monique Simple Linen Tee, which is very simple pattern. It's kind of just like a simple t-shirt. So I chose these two to make matching set. I am hoping it will make me feel cute, put together, and not overheat in this heat wave. So as usual, guys, I went ahead and I already ironed on fusible interfacing. I ironed all the creases that are necessary. Also at the bottom, I overlock all the edges that are necessary. The same for the top. I made the bias binding. I did all of this prep work the day before so I can comfortably sit here and just sew. This is my most favorite way how to do my projects because it puts me away from the all unnecessary stress. Plus I have to be fast because this room gets pretty hot afternoon. So let's just start. I think I'm in the mood for the pants first. I'm going to do my usual way of constructions. I think it's the same in their instruction as well. Of course, if you prefer something else, you just go ahead and do your own thing. But one thing that I really appreciate about these pants that the waistband is already included in a front and back piece, so that's one step less. But one thing that I wanted to show you that is very important for me when it comes to this specific design of the pants, where you have literally the piece of waistband in the front without the elastic and then it continues with inserting the elastic. I bought few pair of pajamas like this, and what I realized that they didn't put any fusible interfacing in this part of the waistband, and it gets so flimsy and it's just cut into my skin here on my stomach. I apply fusible interfacing on all the waistband, but especially in this part, I basically put just 2 layers of fusible interfacing in a part where the waistband is flat. So as I said, my preferable way is to put front and back together, each leg, and close the side seam and the inner seam together first. So here and here. For the inner seam, I didn't overlock them before. I'm just going to sew it now together and then overlock it as well together. So, sorry guys for the shaky image, but I'm holding camera in my hand. I just wanted to show you that I decided to reinforce the crotch seam just with a simple strap of fusible interfacing, because in past I have made a pair of pajamas in double gauze, which was also very light type of fabric, and I realized that very quickly the seam got open because the fabric was just not strong enough to support such wear. So instead, doing the same mistake again, I just went ahead and reinforced the seam. Very important is you have to place it in a way that your stitches will go through this tape. If the stitches go on the fabric, then it's completely useless.
I'd give you the world like I promised I would.
So now I'm going to sew the crotch seam. I have to turn one leg inside out and the other one right side out. I will place the one that is wrong side out on the table, take the other one and simply slide it in like so. Now I will first match the center and sew it like this with a 1 centimeter seam allowance and then immediately overlock. So now we have pants that are hemmed. The only and the last thing to do is to finish the waistband. So I will just go ahead and fold it. You see, that's why the preparation is so nice, because at the end it will make your life easier, and also you will be more precise with your sewing. So far I have to say it's such a pleasant pants to make. I am really enjoying it, and that's a kind of surprise. I don't like to make pants, but I am really enjoying making this. So let's continue now. I will bring you closer because I want to show you one little detail for those who are complete beginners here. I think every little advice counts. When you have such a seam and you are folding something inside like so, usually you end up with very bulky seam, especially if you are overlocking everything together. What you have to do is to cut here on this crease, but be careful, do not cut where you were actually sewing, just within the seam allowance. Push this seam allowance to the opposite direction, and once you fold it, the seam over here will lay nice and flat, and it will not be so bulky as before. So now I will sew it all the way until these little marks that I have here. I will leave all this open for inserting the elastic. So I have the pants here, they are finished, they are done. I have already tried them. I have to say they are really nice. I cannot recommend enough. This was such a joy again to make. Very pleasant sewing. I will just say, for those who are interested, they are not super high-waisted. Now I will say let's continue with the top, which will be also very simple. We just have front piece, back piece and 2 sleeves, plus the bias binding that I made by myself. This should be fairly simple. The only fiddly part will be this, and just because I made it so thin. But I'm just going to baste it by hand to make my life as easy as possible. The instructions are telling us to fold the back piece in half and cut this little opening at the back. This is basically what I cut out, and on the back piece it looks like that. you know, we need a bigger hole for our head. So first I'm going to place back and front together, right sides facing, and I will sew out the shoulder seams over here. So as a second step will be to sew the sleeves. As you can see probably, or maybe not, but on one side of the sleeve you have 2 notches and on the other one only 1. So the side with the 1 notch is going to the front and side with 2 notches is going to the back piece. And of course then you have a center one that you will align with the center. Okay, so far this is how it looks like. We are getting close to the end. Now I will just fold it, right side touching, like so. First I will pin the sides here. I have to say I did mistake by overlocking all of these seams, but what can you do? I just started overlocking and then I realized what am I doing, but it was already too late. It's not always the best to overlock everything at the beginning. Actually, you might be quite wrong if you do it, just like I am now. There is also a little part for the opening, so this will be sewn just until here, not until the end. I'm going to use exactly the same technique to finish collar. So again, bias binding. First I will baste it on by hand and then I will sew it. Plus on this side I have to of course keep it longer so that I will end up with the 2 ties. Okay, let's hem the bottom. I have to say I managed to do this, but as I expected it wasn't the easiest and it is not my best work, I have to admit. But as I said, my mistake, I just did this bias binding too thin. I am going to hem the bottom now and I'm going to go around the slit over here and secure it as well. Okay guys, so it is all finished. One quick comment, 2 comments. For the top, I like crop tops, but this one is really cropped, more than I like usually. So keep in mind, I'm 160 centimeters tall, short, and it's quite cropped on me, so consider adding some length. Maybe I missed some information there because I know that the seam allowance is added in the pattern, but maybe I missed something and I should have added a few centimeters for the bottom. I don't know, it's possible. Consider making it longer if you don't want it to have it very cropped. For the pants, they are perfect for me, but I'm quite short, so if you are somewhere around 170, 180, they are going to be very cropped for you. So better measure the pattern pieces, compare to your body and see if you are going to like it. Also, they are not super high-waisted pants, in my opinion. Now, just remember, as I said at the beginning, I made this combo to have something to wear at home, to feel more put together, cute, something that will help me to cope with the heat wave a little bit more. And I know many of you will say that this looks just like a pajama set, and it totally could be. I know that not all of you are interested in making pajama sets, so give it a chance, and if you make it, please let me know. If you like what you saw today, hit the like button, of course. If you are not subscribed and you have seen a couple of my videos, maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out on my future content. So now, I think I will go pack a couple of more boxes here and there, clean this messy room, and I guess that's it for today. See you next time. Bye.